Our Tuesday, October 31st, council agenda to order. We'll have pledge of allegiance and invocation by Councilwoman Coonrod.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Heavenly Father, as we gather here today for the city council meeting, we seek your guidance and wisdom. We come before you with open hearts, asking for your blessings upon our city and its leaders. Grant us the strength to make decisions that benefit our community as a whole. May our decisions be filled with understanding and respect, and may we always strive for the common good. We ask for your wisdom to lead us in addressing the challenges and opportunities that lie before us. Bless the efforts of our council members, city officials, and all those who serve our community. In your name, we pray for unity, justice, and prosperity for our city. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Councilwoman Coonrod. We have no special presentations. However, just a reminder, our business meeting starts next week at 3:30. So instead of 6 o'clock, it starts at 3:30 next week. Just want to make sure everyone's aware of that. Can I get approval on the minutes?
Second.
Okay, minutes stand without objection. Ordinances under final reading. Madam Clerk, item A.
An ordinance amending Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 16, Sections 1659 through 1666 by deleting same in their entirety and substituting in lieu thereof of the following new sections as amended for the Police Advisory Review Committee.
All right, Councilman Henderson.
Madam Chair, I move approval of this ordinance.
All right. Can I have a motion and proper second? Any comments or questions? All right, Councilman Ledford.
Thank you, Madam Chair. A change has been requested kind of late in the game on areas. If I could call Ms. Rennick up to, on item A. Ms. Rennick, the change that was required, or was this for item A?
Yes, this final reading for the police.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yes. All right.
I will reserve that question for first, for item A.
Okay, thank you.
The other item A.
Other item, okay. Thank you, Councilman Ledford.
Thank you.
Yes, Councilwoman Coonrod.
Thank you, Chair. I would have loved to have seen, or for our council to request additional information on this ordinance, although we knew ahead of time that it was coming, but I think that we got it at the last minute. And, we was pushed to say, okay, we gotta hurry up at this time. What I read in the legislation, and also after making several phone calls to the Senate and to the state reps who sponsored and co-sponsored the bills, is that the interpretation was still the same, is that we could have moved forward with the present part that we had in place, and we decided not to. We decided to put that on hold. But then too, with this ordinance here, we could have asked probing questions. Can we extend it? Is it just limited to 7? Do we have to pay the executive director, or is that, we're putting that in there, but we failed to even do that. We didn't ask those questions, and because we didn't, we don't know for sure if we just limited to what the state legislative has said, because we didn't ask additional questions. And if we're gonna go outside the scope of what the state law say, based on the word shall, then I feel like that we should at least be progressive enough to add 2 additional people. So it'll be 9, so all city council districts can be represented, but we didn't do that. And because of that, I'll be voting no for it.
All right. Any other comments or questions? All right. All right, the item has been read. It's been motion and proper second. No additional comments or questions. All in favor? All opposed?
No.
All right, can we have a roll call vote, please, Madam Clerk?
Councilman Henderson?
Yes.
Councilman Smith?
Yes.
Councilman Ledford?
Yes.
Councilman Hester?
Yes.
Councilwoman Burrs?
No.
Councilwoman Knoll?
No.
Councilwoman Coonrod? Vice Chair Hill?
No.
Chair Dudley?
Yes.
That's 5 yes.
Okay, all right, motion passes. Madam Clerk, item A, under ordinances on the first reading.
An ordinance to amend the Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance, Article 16 downtown form-based code, Division 1 introductory provisions to add a new form-based code context area and associated form-based code zones, Section 38692 legal requirements, Section 38693 context area, Section 38694 zones, and amend Division 3 rules for all zones, Section 38697 lot types, Section 38698 measurements and exceptions, and add new context areas, Division 15 West Side and associated zones.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Council, how would you like to proceed? Councilman Ledford?
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. I will start that item A again, please, if you don't mind.
How would you like to proceed? Would you like to make a motion?
I would like to make a motion to approve.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve with a proper second. Do we have any comments or questions?
I do, Madam Chair, and this, you'll apologize, this is kind of a last minute item here. When I say last minute, last 10 seconds before we stepped out here. Karen, this is the item that I'm trying to understand. I believe that we had an issue between Planning Commission that we needed to resolve regarding the context area for West Side regarding to parking. So I'd like for you to give me a little bit of background on that, because I believe we need to amend a whereas paragraph to allow for a discount of 0.5 spaces per residential unit. Is that correct? Okay.
As you know, this is a complex project, and worked with both the applicant and planning commission on this. There were 4 modifications from the zone that was proposed for West Side. There's whereases, and that's coming to council with recommendations from planning commission. So the ordinance has whereas, and I'm pulling out 2 of them, that parking minimums shall be required with discounts for the existing form-based code, and the clear pedestrian zone shall be a 10-foot minimum. Planning Commission encouraged the applicant to work with RPA and CDOT on the parking. That had been an item discussed in some detail at Planning Commission. Staff worked with the applicant, and staff is requesting in agreement with the applicant that those 2 whereases be changed. So the whereas for parking would be zones within the West Side context area may apply a parking discount of 0.5 spaces per residential unit, and that the clear pedestrian zone shall be an 8-foot minimum. So the second one's relatively minor. The first is just providing a little more clarity on the parking situation.
Okay, so let me back up. This is in the last whereas before we go into the ordinance?
That's correct.
If I found this correctly. So, Madam Chair, I would like to make a motion to amend the whereas paragraph stating that to zones within the West Side context area may apply a parking discount of 0.5 spaces per residential unit. And the other amendment is to change the clear pedestrian zone shall be an 8-foot, and I believe it says 10-foot now, for a minimum for an A street, and a 6-foot minimum for a B street in the WN and WPK zone. And that is in the form of a motion.
Okay, council, we have a motion to amend, and we have a second. Do I have any comments or questions about this motion to amend? No? Okay, we are voting on the amendment. All in favor? Opposed? The motion to approve as amended has passed. Do we have any further conversation? Looks like we have a couple folks on the board, so we have approved 1 amendment thus far. Councilwoman Burrs.
Actually, Madam, my light was on to make the motion to approve.
All right, well, we'll try to get you next time, friend. Chairwoman Dotley.
All right, I did have amendments as well, and they were read earlier, but I'll read them again for clarity.
Is this in the form of a motion?
Yes, this is in the form of a motion. The following can be permitted by special exception by City Council microbrewing. The following can be permitted by special exception from BOZA, from Board of Zoning Appeals, home or daycare, and the following will not be permitted: social services, boarding house, bed and breakfast, and I'll note short-term vacation rental, was already addressed in the previous conditions, but wanted to make sure that's noted as well. So that is in the form of a motion.
Okay, council, we have a second motion to amend, followed by an appropriate second. Do I have any comments or questions about that motion to amend? Okay, we are going to vote on this amendment. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes, clerk. Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve as amended?
So, second.
So, Mr.
Yes.
Attorney, may I confirm with you that we are able to approve this as amended with both amendments
On first reading, yes.
on first reading?
Yes.
Okay.
And do you need me to read them, or do you got?
No, I
them?
think we have them fully cataloged at this point. If you're comfortable, I'm comfortable.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We have a motion to approve as amended and a second. We will now vote to approve this motion as, this ordinance as amended on first read. All opposed? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed?
Okay.
All right, motion passes. And this council deserves a sticker for doing all that Robert's Rules of Order so very well. So everybody put a little star, pumpkin on your shoulder. Madam Clerk, will you please read item B?
Listen. All right. An ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance so as to rezone properties located at 957 and 1200 Boynton Drive, 959 Gateway Avenue, 1195, 1202 unaddressed properties, and the 1200 and 1300 blocks of Grove Street, 1201 Poplar Street, 501 West 12th Street, and 500 West Martin Luther King Boulevard, from C2 Convenience Commercial Zone, R3 Residential Zone, R4 Special Zone to WN New Zone.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Council, can I get a motion to approve?
Is the applicant present?
Okay, you're on already. Got it. Okay, yes, is the applicant present? Thank you. And do we have any opposition that is present?
All right.
Chairwoman Dotley, how would you like to proceed?
Yes. With that in mind, and this project has been a lot, but I'm excited to move to approve on it.
Thank you. Council, do I have any comments or questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Yes. Thank you, Madam Vice Chair.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Madam Vice Chair. We appreciate you. All right, Madam Clerk, item E. I'm sorry, item C.
Yes. An ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance so as to lift condition number 2 from ordinance number 13624, previous case number MR 2020-0132, after the abandonment of parts of several streets and alleys located near 901 South Holsclaw Avenue.
All right, that's in districts 8 and 9. Is there an applicant present? Is there an applicant and the opposition present? Right, that is in districts 8 and 9. All right, Councilwoman Knoll.
Thank you, Madam Chair. If Ben could come up, please. Okay. So if you could read the changes.
Yes, ma'am. I
That
have
would
two
need-
conditions that we discussed with Councilwoman Knoll and Councilwoman Coonrod and the applicant. The first is to provide a street connection from Bennett Avenue to Union Avenue with ADA accessible sidewalk where any private portion shall include a permanent public access easement. And two, Anderson Avenue public right-of-way shall link back to Bennett Avenue and/or Union Avenue with a public street.
Thank you, Ben.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so Madam Chair, I move to approve,
Okay. All right.
and then I move to approve with an amendment
Okay.
that was just read into the records.
Okay, so you want to vote on the amendment?
Yes.
Okay, is that in the form of a motion?
That is in the form of a
All right.
motion.
Can I get a second on the amendment? All right, then motion and properly second for the amendment. Any comments or questions about the amendment? Right, all in favor? All opposed? Okay, amendment passes. Okay,
Thank you.
can I get a motion on, to move as amended?
Motion to move as amended.
All
Thank
right.
you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Can I have a second? All right, it's been motion and properly second to move as amended. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes as amended. Madam Clerk, item D.
An ordinance to amend Chattanooga City Code, Part 2, Chapter 38 zoning ordinance so as to lift condition number 2 from ordinance number 13625 from the original abandonment of previous case number MR 2020-0134 from property located in the 1300 block of Vance Avenue.
All right, is the applicant present? All right, any opposition present? That's in Districts 8 and 9. I have Councilwoman Coonrod.
Thank you, Chair. Ben, did you need to add anything additional to here?
Yes, ma'am, Councilwoman. Same situation. We adding two conditions to provide a street connection from Bennett Avenue to Union Avenue with ADA accessible sidewalk where any private portion shall include a permanent public access easement. Condition 2, the Anderson Avenue public street right-of-way shall link back to Bennett Avenue and/or Union Avenue with a public street.
Thank you. So move to approve.
Okay, it's been motion and properly seconded. Okay, comments or questions? Were those amendments, Councilwoman Coonrod?
And then move to approve with the amendments.
Okay, move on the amendment.
The
Can I have
amendment
a-
that was, the two amendments. It was two of them.
Two, okay.
Yeah.
So, we have the amendments that were read in by Ben.
Yeah.
Can I have a second on the amendment?
Second.
Okay, the amendment has been moved and properly second. Any comments or questions about the amendments that were just read? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Amendment has passed. Can I get a motion
To approve
as amended?
as amended.
All right, can I have a second?
Second.
All right, any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes as amended. Ooh, all right. Madam Clerk, item E.
An ordinance closing and abandoning an unopened right-of-way in the 2200 block of Rossville Avenue is detailed on the attached map subject to certain conditions.
All right, that is in District 8. Okay, I have a motion, proper second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. We have reached resolutions. And council, if there is no objection, I will take items A and B as a group. Okay, Madam Clerk.
Item A, a resolution to amend resolution number 31544, authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a beneficiary agreement with the Bethlehem Center to serve as the fiduciary agent for the Chattanooga Empowerment Cowboys for an amount not to exceed $5,000. Item B, a resolution confirming the appointment of Ponder Bailey Foster to the Community Advisory Committee for Region 6, Bushtown, Glenwood, with a term beginning on November 1, 2023, and ending on October 31, 2024.
All right, council, you've heard the reading. Okay, I have a motion.
Second.
Okay, have a motion, proper second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. If there's no objection from council, we'll take items C and D on the early learning as a group. All right, Madam Clerk?
Item C, a resolution to provide Head Start, early Head Start services to 128 children through collaborations with local child care providers using funding provided by the Head Start, Early Head Start grant for the following local child care providers: Chamberlain Center for Children, Maurice Kirby Daycare Center, Purpose Point Learning Academy Child Care Network, I-24 on Grays Road, Newton Child Development Center, and Volunteer Community Preschool, Chamberlain, which will serve the Head Start classrooms for 83 and 4-year-olds for an amount not to exceed $275,860.36, and will serve the early Head Start classrooms for 48 infant and toddler children for an amount not to exceed $419,908.80. Item D, a resolution to provide early Head Start services to 72 children through collaboration between the Early Head Start program and local child care providers using funding provided by the Early Head Start Child Care Partnership Grant for the following child care providers: Chamberlain Center for Children, Maurice Kirby Daycare Center, and Newton Child Development Center, which will serve early Head Start classrooms for 72 infant and toddler children for an amount not to exceed $795,240.
Okay, Councilwoman Byrd.
Move approval.
Okay, I have a motion and proper second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, if there's no objection from council, I would like to take items E, F, G, and H, as well as J and K as a group. All right, Madam Clerk?
Item E, a resolution authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into an office lease with HSOPSNF LLC in substantially the form attached for the use of 100 square feet of office space in a portion of the Family Justice Center located at 5705 Uptown Road, identified as tax map number 157M8012 for a term of 2 years, November 1, 2023 through October 31, 2025, with an option to renew for one additional term of 2 years with monthly rent of $100. Item F, a resolution authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a donation agreement with the Chattanooga Housing Authority, substantially the form attached, for the donation of property located at 501 West 12th Street, identified as tax map number 145CB001, for the purpose of constructing mixed-income new housing units as related to the West Side Evolves redevelopment plan, and to execute all documents required for the completion of the transaction. Item G, a resolution authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a donation agreement with Chattanooga Housing Authority in substantially the form attached for the donation of a portion of the property at 1195 Grove Street, identified as tax map number 145FA004, for the purpose of constructing a new public right-of-way known as Gray Street, as outlined in the West Side redevelopment plan, is subject to the surplus approval of the property to execute all documents required for the completion of the transaction. Item H, a resolution supporting the application to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, HUD, for a Choice Neighborhoods Implementation, CNI, grant, and authorizing the mayor to execute a partnership certification with the Chattanooga Housing Authority, CHA, to jointly apply for the CNI grant in the amount of $50 million for the West Side Plan, and additionally commit a total of $1.5 million of Community Development Block Grant CDBG funds during the 8-year grant period. Item J, a resolution authorizing the mayor or his designee to enter into a first agreement to exercise option to renew with Diagnostic Radiology Consultants, PA, in substantially the form attached, to lease 173 square feet for an X-ray examination area at the City of Chattanooga Well Advantage Center, with rent in the amount of $250 per month for an additional term of 2 years through December 31, 2025. Item K, a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute quitclaim deeds conveying 15 certain or certain combinations of parcels in substantially form attached to the approved highest bidders on properties of the City of Chattanooga and Hamilton County as acquired through previous delinquent tax sales.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilwoman Byrd.
Move approval, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Second. All right, you have motion and proper second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Item I, I will step over and let Madam Vice Chair take over.
Madam Clerk, please read item I.
A resolution of the City of Chattanooga, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Chattanooga, Tennessee, approving the economic impact plan for the Bend Development Project and establishing additional requirements as conditions to the allocations of incremental property tax revenues from the Bend Development Project to the public projects.
Thank you. Councilwoman Byrd.
Move approval, ma'am.
Thank you. We have a motion to approve, and it has been properly seconded. Do I have any comments or questions? Got Chairwoman Dotley.
All right, thank you so much. There were 4 amendments read earlier into the record. There are 2 additional amendments I wanted to make sure we got on record as well. Amendment number 5, and I'll just read those. The Chattanooga Housing Authority shall provide a right to return to all current residents of the West Side property based on federal standards, which currently prohibit any resident to return who has been convicted of methamphetamine production on a housing authority site, and or the return of any individual who has had any sexual conviction that renders an individual to be placed on the sexual offender list for life. And there will be included clawback language for any tax increment financing credits in the event that the Downtown Career and Technical School by Hamilton County Government and/or Hamilton County Board of Education is not constructed and completed during the term of any TIF proceeds provided for this project, and that is in the form of a motion.
Thank you very much. All right, council, we have a motion to amend with a second. Do I have any comments or questions? Councilman Henderson.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just for the benefit of those who may not have been here earlier, I don't know if the attorney has the other amendments that were read earlier or if the clerk does, but I think it would be good just to go ahead and read those at this time.
There are 6 total amendments here that were requested as conditions by the council. The first 4 this afternoon were, number 1, until all current residents of College Hill Courts and Gateway Tower are provided permanent housing, CHA shall be required to provide updates to the city council at least semi-annually regarding the status of the implementation of the relocation plan and also provide updates on the status of construction of replacement housing and financing plans for such housing. Number 2, until all current residents of College Hill Courts and Gateway Tower are provided permanent housing, CHA shall be required to annually survey the residents of College Hill Courts and Gateway Towers regarding their desire to continue living in the West Side Evolves footprint. Number 3, to the fullest extent permitted by law, CHA will agree to minimize the effect of relocation on vulnerable populations in College Hill Courts and Gateway Towers, such as senior citizens with mobility challenges and disabled persons, by minimizing the number of relocations, including temporary relocations, that may be required to such persons, and the updates provided by CHA shall address the relocation efforts relating to these vulnerable populations. And number 4 is the City of Chattanooga may hire its own consultant to review the relocation work of CHA's relocation consultant. And those are the additional 4.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Attorney. Do you have anything else, Councilman Henderson? Councilman Ledford.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. I also wanted to confirm and make sure they're reading into the record, we had all 6 at one time read. So thank you. Thank you, Councilman Henderson.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, council, we have a motion to amend. It has been seconded, and we are ready to roll. So do I have any further comments or questions? Don't think so. Okay, let's go ahead and vote on the amendment. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Can I get a motion to approve as amended? Thank you. We will now vote to approve as amended. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Congratulations to everyone involved with this.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, Madam Vice Chair, and thank you, council, for bearing with me through this project. Madam Clerk, item L.
A resolution to apply for and, if awarded, accept a grant from the U.S. Department of Transportation under the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law Strengthening Mobility and Revolutionizing Transportation SMART Grant Program for the City of Chattanooga project titled A Nationally Scalable CV2X Pilot Deployment, Advancing Interoperability Connectivity for Improving Safety and Operations in the City for an amount not to exceed $2 million.
All right. Council, you've heard the reading.
Move to approve.
Okay, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Madam Clerk, item M.
A resolution amending resolution number 31674 by authorizing the Office of the City Attorney to engage with the following additional firms for legal and lobbying services. 23 Metzer Fort and 24 Reno and Kavanaugh PLLC for the period October 1, 2023 through June 30, 2024.
Okay. Council, you've heard the reading.
Move to approve, sir.
Okay. It's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. If there's no objection from council, we'll take item N and O as a group. Okay, Madam Clerk?
Item N, a resolution authorizing the City of Chattanooga to accept 3 donations of LED panels to go alongside the new Jumbotron scoreboard at Frost Stadium from one Coke in the amount of $65,000, 2 UTC in the amount of $50,000, and 3 Frost Cutlery in the amount of $20,000 for a total amount of $135,000. Item O, a resolution rescinding resolution number 25339 to eliminate the park rangers positions for Special Police Commission authority.
Okay, Councilman Ledford?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would like to move to approve.
All right. Okay, it's been.
Second.
Okay, so motion and proper second. Any comments or questions?
Yes, ma'am, I'd like to ask Mr. McKinney to join us, please. Regarding item O, we did cover this. I feel like there's been a lot of public attention to this, and I wanted to make sure that we're all clear in what is happening with item O and the plans moving forward to create a new park ranger program. So, Mr. McKinney, can you enlighten us a little bit?
Yes, we will bring forth a plan of potential park ranger program we're bringing into the next year's budget and ask, we'll bring in the plan and ask for it to be approved, and it is not currently a budgeted program.
And we discussed at 3:30, sir, that we are going to bring it back better and more capable of handling the job that we all want to see, and that this resolution is actually just fortifying a policy that's already been in place for quite some years. Is that true?
That's true, yes.
Okay.
It was 5 years ago when we changed the park rangers to park ambassadors, and we quit doing the duties of the enforcement of the park rules with this group. Yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
I want to make sure that's clear to the press and to the public, because I think there are some concerned folks that maybe even be here tonight that this is, we're going to come back even better on this, providing security.
That's our plan, yes.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I yield. Thank you, Jason.
All right, thank you so much. There's been a motion and proper second. Any additional comments or questions? Okay, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Madam Clerk, item P.
A resolution authorizing a waiver of park rental fees for River City Company in support of reindeer on the riverfront for the dates of November 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, 2023, to be held in Ross's Landing, Renaissance Park, and Chattanooga Green, with a deposit in the amount of $2,500, responsibility of the applicant for a total amount of $3,500.
All right, council, you've heard the reading.
Second.
Okay, it's a motion and proper second. Please note, council, there was a request for an amendment to amend the total amount to $5,250.
You need a motion.
Yes, for the amendment, yes. Thank you so,
Second.
all right, the amendment has been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions?
Second.
Okay, all right. All in favor of the amendment? All opposed? Okay, amendment passes. And we have a motion. Okay, we like the motion as amended. Can I have a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes as amended for a total amount of $5,250. Thank you so much. Madam Clerk, item Q.
A resolution approving a new special exceptions permit for an existing liquor store at 3540 Cummings Highway, Chattanooga, Tennessee, 37419.
All right, council, you've heard the reading? Okay. All right, Councilman Ledford, I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
Move to approve, ma'am.
Okay, motion and properly second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we have one in opposition. All right, motion passes. Madam Clerk, item R.
A resolution authorizing the administrator for the Department of Public Works to award contract number F22005-201 Fire Hall number 10 and number 12 concrete repairs to J. Brennan Construction, Inc. of Dalton, Georgia, in the amount of $96,332.19 with a contingency in the amount of $9,750 for a total amount of $106,082.19.
All right, you've heard the reading.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, it's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Motion passes. Madam Clerk, item S.
A resolution authorizing the Public Works Administrator to accept the Historic Preservation Fund grant in the amount of $70,000 from the Tennessee Historical Commission and authorizing the $50,000 match from Regional Planning Agency fund balance for a total project cost of $120,000 to update historical guidelines and create landmark guides for local landmarks and historic districts.
All right, council, you've heard the reading.
Move to approve.
Okay, have a motion? Have a motion and proper second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. If there's no objection from council, we'll take items T and U as a group. All right, Madam Clerk.
Item T, a resolution authorizing the administrator for the wastewater department to approve change order number 1 with Reeves Young LLC of Sugar Hill, Georgia for contract numbers W17023-201 and W18008-201 MBWWTP improvements, schedules A and B due to the duration of administration period, flow splitter box design changes, additional slide gate purchase, and utility conflict resolution for an increase of $1,132,610.52 for a revised amount of $9,399,610.53 with a contingency in the amount of $413,450 for a total amount of $9,813,060.53. Item U, a resolution authorizing the administrator for the wastewater department to enter into an agreement for grant administration services with Southeast Tennessee Development District, SCTDD, for technical and professional administrative services for one city project financed through the Clean Water State Revolving Loan Fund, SRF, for a total project cost not to exceed $31,500.
Okay, Councilman Hester.
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, have a motion and proper second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. We've reached purchases.
Good evening, council. We have a total of 6 purchases in your packet this afternoon. The first one I will read into the record, and the administration would like to request a 1-week deferral. And it is the purchase from the Fleet Management Division of Public Works. This is a request for an increase of $500,000 with Enterprise FM Trust. This increase will cover current leases and allow for extra funds in the event that there are additional requests before the end of February 2024. The new estimated annual spend for year 1 will be $800,000.
All right, and that's the one you would like a deferral on?
Yes, please.
Okay, that's been a request for deferral.
Second.
Okay, it's been motioned and properly second to defer. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Deferral passes.
And then the following 5 purchases are recommended for approval this afternoon. First, from the Street Maintenance Division of Public Works, this is an increase of $140,000 needed due to the additional amount of grinding being performed at the Wood Recycling Center during year 1 of the contract with Big Woody's Tree Service for a new estimated annual spend of $500,000. This new amount will be through February 3rd, 2024. Next, from Fleet Management Division of Public Works, this is a year 3 renewal of 4 with East Ridge Fast Lube for vehicle preventative maintenance. A 25% increase was submitted at the time of year 3 due to general inflation, cost of goods by the manufacturer, and also for mechanic labor increases. The increase is $50,000 with a new estimated annual spend of $250,000. Also from Fleet Management Division, Public Works, this is a year 2 renewal of 4 with Highland Tire and Auto Inc. for tires for small and light-duty vehicles. A 3% price increase was submitted at the time of this renewal due to Goodyear price book changes, and the vendor absorbs the cost until the year term is over. The increase for the year 2 renewal is $4,500 with a new estimated annual spend of $154,500. Next, from Fleet Management Division of Public Works, this is a new blanket contract for Ford sedans, SUVs, vans, and light trucks. This will be a 4-year agreement not to exceed $2,500,000 per year. The original bid opening produced 1 bid and was re-advertised. No other bids were received. The award will go to Ford of Dalton as the best bid for the city of Chattanooga. Last, from Fleet Management Division of Public Works, this is a new blanket contract for maintenance and repair for light-duty Ford vehicles. This will be a 4-year agreement not to exceed $250,000 per year. Original bid opening produced 1 bid. The bid was re-advertised, and we received 2 additional bids. The award will go to Marshall Mize Ford, Inc. as the best bid for the city of Chattanooga.
Move to approve.
All right. It's been motioned and properly second. Any comments or questions? All in favor? All opposed? Purchase is passed.
We also have two sole source purchases to report. The first from Chattanooga Fire Department. This sole source purchase in the amount of $40,000 from FireCat Precision Service Testing will be a 4-year agreement for fire hose testing. FireCat is the only company that incorporates computerized testing technology and a software program designed to incorporate the testing standards, which provides online test records for tracking. And the second is from wastewater. This is a sole source purchase in the amount of $24,315 from Teledyne ISCO Inc. for the replacement of GLS composite portable sampler and accessories used for monitoring and pretreatment.
All right, thank you, Brooke.
Thank you.
All right, we reach committee reports. Councilman Henderson.
No report.
Councilman Smith.
No report, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Councilman Ledford.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Planning and zoning will meet on November 7th, and please remind everybody, our business meeting will start at 3:30.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Councilman Hester.
We did meet today. We had a presentation regarding the leaf pickup and the wastewater. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Coonrod.
No report.
Councilwoman Knoll.
No report.
Councilwoman Burrs.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Is Vicky Haley here?
Yes.
Hi, Vicky. Do you want me to give the report on the bond sale, or would you like to give it?
Oh, you're welcome to.
Thought you'd do that. Okay, that's kind of you. So, as chair of the Budget and Finance Committee, I'm reporting that we had our competitive bond sale today, early today. And what's exciting is we got 16 offers today as opposed to 9 that we usually get. The award's going to UBS Financial Services at a true interest rate of 4.2. This was a tight spread with the highest rate of the 16 being 4.25. Given this environment, we're very pleased and we should be proud of Chattanooga.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Councilwoman Burrs. Madam Vice Chair.
No report.
All right, we have other business.
Yes, ma'am. Here to report at least that the background information has come in regarding 4 different establishments. They are approved for at least alcohol sales here after the background checks have occurred. We have one for Acme Liquors, DBA Valley Wine and Spirits at 3540 Cummings Highway, Chattanooga, Tennessee, in District 1. We have one for Max Convenience Stores, LLC, DBA Circle K, number 4, 703955 at 4600 Highway 58 in Chattanooga, which is in District 5. We have one for Joe's Quick Marts, LLC, DBA Joe's Quick Marts, 7420 Bonnie Oaks Drive in Chattanooga for District 6. And Nicole, I think you have the paperwork on that one. We'll need to get that passed around here in just a minute. And then lastly, we have a certificate of compliance for Max Convenience Stores, LLC, DBA Circle K, number 4703954 at 100 West 20th Street, Chattanooga, in District 7. All of those are approved for locations.
All right, thank you so much, Phil. Now we've come to a time for persons wishing to address the council. If you would like to address the council, please line up behind that podium there. As our attorney read the rules.
Okay, at the end of every business meeting for the council, the chair will recognize members of the public who wish to address the council. And here's your rules. Each speaker wishing to address the council can only be recognized up front at the microphone that's provided for that purpose over there behind this podium, ma'am. And no person can have more than 3 minutes to speak, and the speaker can address the council only upon matters within their legislative and quasi-judicial authority, and not upon matters that are not under the authority of the council or regulated by other governmental bodies or agencies. The speaker is not permitted to use any vulgar or obscene language, nor use the floor to personally attack or personally denigrate others, and address your comments to the council as a whole and not make comments directed towards individual council members. And lastly, do not engage in disorderly conduct or disrupting a public meeting, which is prohibited by Tennessee law. And someone commits that offense if a person substantially obstructs or interferes with the meeting by physical action or verbal utterance with the intent to prevent or disrupt a lawful meeting or gathering. Having stated the rules, ma'am, go right ahead.
Thank you. Good Good evening. My name is Sherry Ricks. Excuse me. I live at 1100 Gateway Towers, apartment 6098. I've been having problems for 2.5 years with turning off cables, messing with cameras, going in and out of the house. I reported it to housing, I reported it to the police, I did everything I'm supposed to. Nothing's happened. Nothing. I have my police reports to prove.
All right. All right, thank you so much. Jermaine, right here, if you would stop and talk to Jermaine here, that'd be great. All right, council, I don't see anyone else wishing to address the council.